Okay, this is Mrs. Yo again, and this time we're going to do a nice little drawing of Princess Leia from the first Star Wars movie that came out. And so this is what it'll look like when we're finished, or something like that. And we're going to work over here. I went into more detail in my Yoda, the first one Yoda, but I'm going to use a pencil with an eraser to draw with. And then I have just a regular black marker that I've learned is a better thing to use for the details. And then I'm just going to color in with crayons, but you can use markers or colored pencils or whatever you want. Just like Yoda, we're going to start with a circle for her head. And this is a cap, same cap that I used for Baby Yoda. Actually, I'm going to use for her. So I'm going to start her a little higher because her body is taller than Baby Yoda's was. So I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to hold the cap down and draw around it. So if you're somebody not in adapted art and you're coming to use this video, let me just point out that this black thing you see is the stand that's holding my phone up. So I put my finger there and I drew around. I'm going to check, and this time I got a circle all the way, so I'm done with that. I can put it out to the side. The next thing I'm going to draw is her hair. So I'm just going to draw a couple of lines that start at the top and curve over to the side. They're just two little curving lines. So if I just put a little mark where I want to sort of see the middle of her head, and then I'm just going to come and draw a little curve. And then I'm going to draw a little curve like that. And that's going to be her hair. And then I'm just going to do kind of a little bean shape maybe to be her buns. So that she had buns on the side of her head, and if your parents will know exactly this Princess Leia, because when they were growing up they saw the Star Wars movies, I suppose. So then I'm just going to make some marks where I want the eyes to be kind of in the middle of her head. I'm just going to make them little and light, and maybe a little smile there. So the next thing we're going to do, just like we did in Yoda actually, is we're going to draw a collar. And that collar it's mostly a rectangle shape. See my pencil tracing around the rectangle? It's a little curved on the corners, but it's really just a rectangle. So we're going to go ahead and do that over here. So I'm just going to start. It's a littler one, so I can just kind of, this is where I'm going to draw it. I'm going to go here and up just a little on her chin, not like we did with Yoda where it went way up like that. And that's going to be her collar. And then we're going to make body very much like we did Yoda, only hers is going to be longer and thinner. So we're going to come down and over and come back up. And we're going to start at her collar, come down over, and we're going to end at her collar. Okay, and then we'll add the hands on. So you see I didn't quite get that quite like I wanted, so there we go. You don't worry about those things. So I'm going to start here about like that, and I'm going to come down. Oh, that's not right. I'm going to come down, curve it out a little. Okay, and then I'm going to come over and come back up to here. Okay, she looks a little skinny, so I think I'm going to make her a little bit fatter. A little bit fatter. That's why I like the pencil. I'm going to erase this because I'm not going to be coloring over this part, actually. This because she wore a white dress for this scene in this movie. So I'm just going to erase those lines. So that's why I like to use a pencil with an eraser, because I can adjust things. If I use a marker, I can't change it. So I'm going to add an arm just like Yoda. It's really just a line that starts near the body, comes farther away from the body, and then makes a turn and goes back to it. See, there's the other one. A line out and back. So we're going to draw that line. So that line's going to start right about at her collar, and it's going to come out away from her body and then curve back to it. We can do the same on the other side. If you want to make a little mark where you want those to start and end, you can do that if that helps you. So I'm going to start here near her body and just move my pencil farther and farther away from her body, and then I'm going to turn and bring it back in. So now she has sleeves, and all she needs are hands, and that's just a little curved line. If it's hard for you to draw a curved line, a straight line is okay. Anything's okay, really. So here we go, and so now we would just color her in, but I'm going to first do her details with marker because I've learned that that works better. So I'll do one. It's very hard to get the eyes matching, so I usually try and make them smaller, and then I look at them and I see this one needs to get a little bit bigger to match the other one. If I get close, I'm going to stop there because it is hard to get them right. So I'm going to give her a little smile. And then we're going to go ahead and color in. I'm just going to go ahead and do just the hair for the, well, no, I'll do a little bit more. Ooh, I forgot something. I forgot her belt. Look it. So her belt is, it's really just a line that goes from one side of the body part, okay, one side to the other. So there's one line, right about in the middle, see? And then I made a dot kind of in the middle, like came down a little bit from that line and made a dot. And then I'm just going to draw from the dot over to the side, and I'm going to get closer to that. See how this is, it sticks down farther, and as we go closer to the side, it goes up. So I'm going to move that line up, and then put my pencil there again, and I'm doing the same thing, straight line, moving up. And then you can do whatever you want to in the side, in size if you want. So I saw one picture where she had some little kind of rectangles. If you want to do a circle instead, you can do whatever you want to in there. So now she's ready to get colored in. So I've got brown for her hair. So I'm gonna, just like I did with Yoda, I like to sort of find a skinny place here. I like to sort of trace the lines that I'm gonna do, and do that. It's an outline. Okay. And then I'm going to come around here. Now I'm just going to fill it in, and this time I'm going to let the line show because that sort of makes it look more like hair instead of coloring it like we did with Yoda where we colored everything in smoothly. And I might even add a couple more little hairs out like that. And then her buns, I'm just going to curly Q in like that. Sometimes her buns weren't super huge, but sometimes we draw them a little bit bigger than they really were because it makes it's kind of fun. Now you see that I didn't quite get them even, so I'll just get that, bring that one down a little more, make that one go up a little more. So they're kind of more even now. Okay, so then I have a color that's kind of like skin. You can use a light orange too if you want to. That's what I'll do this one. That one's not. I'm just, if you don't have a skin color, you see that actually, see my skin color is kind of a pinky orange. I'll color that in here. Can make that outline here. And then I usually like to give her a little bit of pink cheek, so I got some pink, and I'm pressing hard there. It's not showing up very well, so I'm going to try a darker pink. No, I'm going to use red, because red will show up more. There we go. I'm not pressing hard now, because I don't need to, because it's red. And then you see here, I just outlined it with blue. You can pick a color that shows up, any color that shows up that you want to. So I'm just going to outline these parts that I drew with the pencil. Yeah, I like to kind of wiggle that. And then this part on the picture I looked at was gray, so I could, if you want to, you can do gray. You could just outline it, or you could do a little coloring in if you want to. Depends on how much you like to color or not. And I need to do her hands. So I'm going to do her hands with the same little orange that I used for her face. And she's pretty well done. You might notice on this one I put a couple little lines to make it look more like folds in fabric. You don't have to do that at all, but just a couple little lines here and there kind of make it look even a little bit more real. So there you go. There's Princess Leia. So I drew that one, and look at how different they are. They're kind of the same, but they're kind of different too. That's how drawing is.